So, what do you think?
I think tonight was a complete failure. I came here for a reason, Joker. I wanted to know why people see us so similar when we are completely different in every conceivable way. I wanted to discover why you and Two-Face say we are two sides of the same coin. But all I've gotten from you is stories and jokes, so I think that I hoped for too much from you, and that I failed myself.
You actually came here and expected me to explain it? Like it was nothing? Like a common fact you want me to state us? Honestly?
Yes.
Fine, I suppose I owe you that much. First, we must accept something before we move on.
And that is?
That God is Santa Claus. And by that I mean all forms and ideas of God, whether that be Jesus, Shiva, or any other of those little magic men. Agreed?
Yes.
Good. Now, the second thing we need to accept is that no matter what you do, none of it matters and we are all completely insignificant.
People's lives are significant.
No, they're not. Take a moment and think about Earth. Think about all the people and animals and things on it. Then think about all the rocks and other materials below its surface. Think about all the buildings and people and animals and rocks and diamonds and trees and metals, and then imagine it all piled up into one giant mass. This ball is Earth, and it is more massive than any of us can comprehend, even if we put a number on it. Which is, what, 6 trillion metric tons? Good. Now let us take this inconceivable mass and add to it. Let's add Mercury, and Venus, Mars too. And we can't forget about the asteroid belt. Now let's add the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. And you know what? Let's add the minor planets too. Pluto, Aries. There are over 22,945 minor planets in the solar system, don't you know? So let's add all the rest. And let's take all this and remove it from the solar system completely. So, all we are left with is the Sun. So, do you know what % of mass our solar system has lost without its planets, and asteroids, and people, and buildings, and trees, and animals, and rocks, and diamonds, and metals? 0.15%. An insignificant amount of matter. So the solar system carries on, and what happens to the Milky Way if we remove the Sun too? Nothing. How about how much the universe is affected if we remove the Milky Way? Not at all. So, in the large scope of things, you will and must admit that because there is no God, that because there is no eternity and no heaven, that everything we do is utterly insignificant, and that we don't matter. Is this not true?
Yes.
Good. And once you know this is true, as I know you do, you can admit that life has no meaning, no true point, that we are here by luck and nothing else. Correct?
Yes.
And you will admit that because of this there is no room for obscurity, no time for something to be definitive. That something either is or is not, is either black or white. There is no grey, only the illusion thereof. And if something is grey, it's truly black. If something appears to be but can actually not, then it ceases to be.
You can't mean...
Yes! This applies to everything! Because innocence can be destroyed, there is no innocence. Because random injustice can occur, there is no justice. Because something that's good can be bad, can be evil, there is no good. Once you accept all this, then you realize that life is not completely meaningless. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. You see, that's not all. That's not the end of it. Life can't just be meaningless. Like all things, it finds a purpose. It finds something to keep it going. So it turns to the only sensible thing. Humor. Life goes on and on and on. Joke after joke after joke. Life after life after life. None of them matter. They're all just jokes. People go their entire lives pursuing some ultimate goal, chasing some end, trying to get to some means, when, in the grand scope of things, they have no effect at all. Get it? But wait, that's not all. Insignificance isn't always good enough. Sometimes death isn't the punchline. Sometimes people go through terrible, horrible things and are forced to continue on in this hopeless world anyway. So murder, beatings, rape, genocide, war, poverty, persecution, cannibalism, mass suicide, child abuse, deformity, addiction, insanity, and let's not forget being a member of society, are all just little bits to spice up this horrible joke. Played by a nobody on everybody. And you are the greatest of these jokes. You know and admit all this, yet you refuse to give up on it all. You continue insistently on trying to make a difference, on trying to change all of this, even though you fully well know you can't. And it is because of this sense of morality that I exist. I am here for no other reason than I accept all of this and want to make you admit that no matter what, you mean nothing. That your actions are wasted, that it's all a joke that you refuse to get. So I kill people and you save them, and I blow up buildings while you save hostages. And we fight on rooftops because we both know the same thing, but are on different sides on how to deal with it. That's us, Batsy. That's why we're two sides of the same coin.
I am an intelligent being, and I can admit you are right. But killing people, slaughtering them just to continue the joke that is our lives, is not the only solution. It's not even a solution. Just because our actions don't matter in the long run, just because we are insignificant, does not mean we cannot try to make the world a better place. Even if it's only illusion, we can try to preserve innocence. We can strive to do justly, and we can hope to one day have done some good. Good night, Joker.
I'll just have to disagree, Batsy, but let's do this again sometime.
The key, Joker. A deal's the deal.
True. Thanks for the game. It was fun.
I think I have one more for you, Joker.
Oh?
What would you do if I quit? What if you tried to put on one of your shows and I didn't come by to stop it, and I never did again? What would you do then?
That's not funny. That's not funny, Batman. You hear me? That's not funny. That's not funny at all. Batman, you hear me? That is not funny.